In this video I'll show you how to solve equations involving tan using my visual trig circle. As usual, we just start by pretending the tan x is x and solving for that. So we get 4 tan x minus 3 equals 0, leaving space for working. Add the 3 to both sides and we have 4 tan x equals 3, divide by the 4, and we get tan x. You can use a calculator if you like, but 3/4 is 0.75. Now we'll go straight to the visual trig circle. And this one you don't really need to put in the 1 since it's not sine and cos that we're using. 0, 180 and 360. It's not sine and cos, it's tan. So tan, if you remember, sine was the height, cos the length, and tan is the gradient or the slope. Right? So we've got a gradient here of 0.75. That's less than 1, so that means it's a slight slope rather than a big slope. So the gradient's a small gradient. So we just draw through the centre on a small gradient, and we can see our two answers are going to be there and there. It is plus, remember, if it was minus we'd change it to a plus for the next stage, but it is plus, so we just put it in on the calculator and we go shift tan to get rid of the tan, or 0.75, and that gives us x equals 36 it's 869 there, so we'll get us 36.9. And then we go on, and you can see our two angles this time, they're directly opposite each other. So we get 36.9, 36.9. The first one is easy, it's just from nothing to 36.9, so the first one is 36.9. So one of our answers, I'm just going to write it again across here, but x equals 36.9 is actually one of our answers. And the other one's here, and you can see it's all the way around to 180 and another wee bit, so it's 180 plus the 36.9, and that gives us 216.9, and that's a second answer. X equals 216.9. So it's dead easy. When you're drawing the gradient, you just draw a straight line through the centre, and you'll notice they're 180 degrees away from each other. The next one we're going to do is this equation here. We're going to treat the tan x as x to start with. So we get 3 tan x plus 5, leave room for working, equals 0. Take away the 5 from both sides to get rid of the 5, and we have 3 tan x equals minus 5. Now get rid of the 3, it's a times, so divide to get rid of it. And we get tan x equals minus 1.667 if you do it in the calculator. Then, so we get our circle. I said before, you don't really need, when you're doing tan, to put the 1s and minus 1s. That's to do with sine and cos, but I would put them in anyway. It's easier to remember the one diagram for them all. So that's nothing, 180, 360. Now, interesting thing about this gradient, it's a minus, it's going down. And it's greater than 1, which means it's going down steeply. So we know where it's going to be. It's going to go down steeply, and that's going to be our two answers. Now, when we get it minus, remember, for our working, we make tan x positive. So what we put into our calculator is tan x equals 1.667. So we grab our calculator and we go, take off the tan, so it's shift tan 1.667 equals, and we get, you see it's 59.04, so we're just going to call that 59. We're not going to write the 59.0, so we just go x equals 59. So we know, always draw your angles never in there, it's always the angle to the straight. So we put our 59 in there, our 59 in there, and you can see where our angles are. That's 59 before our 180, because 180 is there and it's back a bit, so it's 180 minus 59, and that gives you 121. And the other one down here is before the 360, so it's 360 take away the 59, and that gives us 301 degrees. So there's our solutions: 121, 301. X equals 121 degrees, X equals 301 degrees. And that's all we need, because it was between nothing and 360. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of examples on tan X, but we'll also do a sine and a cosine one for revision. Press pause, attempt the questions, then press play to get the solutions. If you didn't get the same answers, then have another look at the video.